Hi, it's Nancy. Welcome back to my channel and this series on story kits. So this month we're working on the Let Go kit from Ellie Edwards. It came out in August of 2023 and I love the colors in this kit. I find myself very drawn to color, and when I love the color palette, I can usually make all the other elements work. When I don't like the color palette, I have a really hard time. So I'm going to start with these three key elements. I love this pattern paper. I love the blues in it. I love the shape, everything about it. I'm going to do something about my son's first day of school. He's just starting his senior year, so it's time for mom to kind of start letting him go, because this time next year I'll be away at college, and that's hard. It's a hard transition. So I like the butterflies for this, but I don't know, they're a little feminine for what I'm thinking. I'm not sure how I'm going to change them up. I think the color is beautiful, but I'm not a particular lover of butterflies. They're still kind of like bugs to me. So I don't know if I'm going to cut these up and change them somehow. We'll see how I make that work. I'm going to keep this one very simple. I have a picture of myself and my son that I know that I love, and that's going to take the focus here. I got this, Here for It All, The Beauty, the Mess, and All the Rest, because I kind of think that's what senior year is going to be for all of us. Exciting and messy and a time of transition. So I definitely want to work that in there somehow. And then, so these are glitter words. And while I love the color, and specifically I love this Letting Go because it goes with my story, I'm not loving all of the glitter in the package and all the glitter that's on my hands and on my desk and everywhere else. So I don't know if I'm going to use some kind of fixative spray I think they sell for this, or hairspray I've heard you can use. Some of it is actually flaking off some of the letters. I like the shiny look of it, not so much the messiness of it. So I think I'm only going to use this one, and the rest I think I'm going to give away because this is going to drive me nuts, especially when it goes in my book, and I don't have page protectors in my book, so it's going to get everywhere. So I need to figure out how to make that work as well. I don't think I'm going to add anything from my stash. I mean, we'll see as we go, but I'm going to try to keep this one simple, word photo based, and I think I have enough going on here with all this pattern. Super pretty colors. All right, the next one, I was immediately drawn to this pattern. I love this pattern, love these colors, very soft, pretty, kind of feminine. What I'm thinking about this one is doing a story about perfectionism. Now, that's something that I struggle with for sure. I've been letting it go. As I get older, I realize that nothing is perfect, even though I'm so drawn to perfect things. So I want to do a little story about that, and sort of like what perfectionism has cost me, and how I'm letting it go. So I thought this was perfect. I think I have a nice soft picture of just myself that can go with this. From my stash, I'm going to add some wood grain pattern paper. Again, staying with the soft nature, botanical type of look. Maybe not botanical, but soft. I like these alphas. They're like a pale warm gray. These are from Studio Calico. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with that gray or I'm going to go with these white ones, but I think I'm going to do a sticker title, which I haven't done that in a while. I grabbed sort of a neutral ticket. And then these elements are from past Ellie Edwards story kits. I don't remember. I think this was Heart, and this may have been from last month. Let's go, Explore. And then some tiny little paper clips. So we'll layer this all together and see what comes out of that. And then the last kit, I'm going to concentrate on, I love this card. I love the shape of the saying, these colors, love. And it reminds me a lot of summer, and I generally use this aqua and green color a lot in my summer stories. So I think a perfect story for this is sort of letting go of summer, because it's September and it's time to transition. I think I'm going to use a family picture. Yeah, I think I'm going to use a family picture and sort of speak to how slow I am to let go of the summer. So in September, I noticed that a lot of the West Coast and the South goes back to school in August, and everybody's got like pumpkins on September 1st. And I'm like, no, winter and fall are really long in the Northeast where I live. So I hold on to summer until September 21st, even though the world seems to be moving on without me. But I thought that was a good let go story, and I really want to use the stamp. So I'm hoping to use the shape maybe and some of the words. I don't think I'm using the stamps as much as I should, even though I really like the stamp, but I think I leave it to last or don't make it a focal point of my design, and I need to. This I grabbed, this is from an old Ali Edwards story kit whole, and I like this. I want to work this in somehow. I like this interesting shape, and I've been stacking shapes. So my initial idea is to stack this somehow like this and create something interesting on the page. And then from my stash, a couple of things. I took out this leaf because summer and it's kind of a plant leaf, and I like how it went with this background. Some sort of generic tags. I like this just for the color, and I feel like that font screams summer. So maybe on the right side to bring some of the green over, I'll work that in. I have this cute little paper clip that says summer on it. Sorry about all the glitter. I don't know if you can see that. The blue glitter sticking to me. That drives me nuts. Okay, let me get over myself. So my summer paper clip, little touch of gold with these colors is always really pretty. This is a circle from a past kit. I think this was from the work kit, and I kind of like used it. I cut it up, like there's glue on it. But I think I can work it into this pocket somehow and hide all that imperfection of obviously something that I ripped up because I didn't like. And then 2 alphabets, but I might stamp the title. But these are backups, just in case. Light blue and white, and a piece of vellum because I'm not sure how I'm going to build this shape. All right, so there are, see if you can see all 3 of these. They are very different in a lot of ways. 3 very different stories. Letting go of my son, letting go of perfectionism, letting go of a season. I love this kit, love these colors, love the stories that I hope will come out of this. All right, so let me get to making, and then I'll show you the finished pages. All right, so now we're back, and here are my finished pages. I'm going to start with this one, which is my absolute favorite. I love this design. I love the story. I love everything about this. I don't think I definitely, again, I keep saying this, but I definitely wouldn't have documented these stories if it wasn't for the kit, which is my favorite part about the entire thing. And I think it's still like creative, and I'm having a lot of fun with the project, and so I'm really happy about that. So this one is my title is the stickers. I ended up using the warm gray stickers. That is Déjalo ir, which in Spanish means let it go. And I've decided I'm going to add more and more Spanish into my memory keeping projects. I am bilingual. I speak Spanish. This is kind of the way I speak, half in Spanish, half in English, to my family, to my friends, to my husband, who has picked up the language over the years. And so I'm definitely going to incorporate that because it's more of my personality, and it's more real to me. So this one was about perfectionism, so a tiny bit about story because I already talked about story, but it ended up being 2 different stories about perfectionism. So my personal struggle and things that I've come to realize about my personality and the cost of being a perfectionist, and I'm kind of backing away from that in my older years, hopefully a little more wiser. And then this one is more to do with social media and how I hear the word perfect all the time in my feed, on my YouTube videos, and just a reminder that there are no perfect lives. That doesn't exist, and social media can be so toxic in pushing that, and I don't want to be a part of that in any way. So my life is so imperfect, and lots of trauma and lots of challenges and lots of realness. I don't always share those, but trust me, they're there, and I'm putting them in my pages more and more because I don't want to leave books of a completely unattainable, happy, shiny life that doesn't exist. So that's right for me. It's not going to be right for everyone to do that, but just sharing that I'm doing that, even though I can't share it publicly because a lot of those struggles, some of them are mine, and they're a little too personal to share, and some of them are to do with family members, and I'm not going to go there. So anyway, a little more about design, which is probably what you're more interested in. So I used this is a transparency from Ali Edwards. There's a flower under there. This was from the One Little Word. And I put it down, and then I felt like everything was so flat, it needed a little bit of texture. And so I added an old flower from Prima. If you've been scrapbooking for years, we used to buy these flowers in these bottles, and I actually still have a few. I've gotten rid of all the bottles, but I still have a few. But I like the layered look of it, right? So the teal peeking through, this kind of looks like vellum, even though it's plastic. I'm covering up some of the letters with it, putting the J over it sort of incorporates it into the title, and then just that one little gold brand in the center. This journaling took me forever to format. I don't know why it took me so long. Can't even explain how I did it. I did it in Photoshop, but it was so complicated, and it still didn't come out perfect, right? This is like a little smaller, and the line spacing is off, and it doesn't match this, but you know what? There comes a times when you just have to accept that it's not going to happen, and I just stuck it down the way it was. This is the stamp. Actually, this one was from the Happy kit from a couple kits ago, not from this one, but it was the perfect size, and I like that I like the little saying, so many beautiful reasons to be happy. Super cute. Left the picture very simple. This whole side is very simple. As a matter of fact, you know, I haven't decided in my book if it's going to go this way or that way. I'm not sure yet. Isn't it funny how, like, I don't know, it looks right both ways, but something will hit me before I glue it down into my album. So I added a tag with some strings stapled down because it was driving me crazy that it was kind of like going off the page, and I thought it was going to get pulled out. And just a simple label to bring some of this blue color over onto the opposite side. On this side, I layered the nice pattern paper. I would love using these 6x4 cards. And the heart is wood. It's from an old story kit. And then I added these little clear drops. I've had these for years. They're from card making, but they look like water drops. And I needed something in there. I was going to use enamel dots, but I decided to go with something a little bit different and used the clear dots. So this is super clean, super simple, but I think it's still interesting. And what makes it interesting is all the different layers of vellum, and then this flower, and a little bit of string, and a little bit of wood, and a little bit of something that's clear. Those little things, I love those little additions of texture and embellishments. All right, so let's put this one aside instead of talking about that one. Second favorite. I go in favorites order. And it's funny how I never know how exactly that's going to end up. This one, I do know it's going to go. Is it going to go this way? No. Because I'm facing this way. I'm actually going to put it in the book like this. All right. So this one was all about this shape. Love this shape. And I wanted to stack it with a card that I love too. I ended up going with a title right in the center with the circle, the leaf, again, layers, right? Layers of textured things. And I like how it's see-through. And I know when I put it in my book, it might lose some of this effect of the vellum window. But in person, I love the way it looks, even if it doesn't come across on camera. The left side, I left it super simple because we've got a lot going on here. This side, I just took the stamp, the actual physical stamp. I was so proud of myself that I used it. I grabbed a bunch of mint green and aqua blue inks from my stash and just kind of went to town with it. And that's it. This is actually from the physical stamp as well. Just the one little line of text. Without it, it just kind of looked like my picture was kind of floating there without it on the top. Like it needed something to box it in, for lack of a better word. And then just one little gold simple brad that I love to use. And I stamped the date. And that's it. And this one ended up being the story that I thought of, the letting go of summer. This is a picture from the first day of school. I took quite a few of them. And that's what the story is about. So I stuck to my script there. All right, and the last one. I like this one too, but like I said, the other two are my favorites. This one ended up super blue. Super blue. And here are the butterflies. I did end up cutting them and then kind of layering them. I got rid of the gold in the center because it just looked better this way. When I layered it and I left the gold centers of the butterflies, there was just like all these lines, all these vertical lines. And I wanted to look more like a flower or a fluttering of butterflies, whichever way you see it. I see it more like a flower. And then I stuck this in the middle so you can't see all the seams of where I cut. So I used the chipboard that was from the kit. This glitter. I love this color. I love the punch of color it gives the design. It's perfect. But look at that. Well, no, I can't. If you're gonna make it something glitter, please use the highest quality stuff and make sure it doesn't flake off. But I'm just gonna let it go because I did say I wasn't gonna strive for perfectionism. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Okay, so here, this was actually a mistake. I cut this paper, I don't know why. I cut it short. Just wasn't thinking, and then it was, when I lined them up with my picture, I was like, okay. So then I went with adding this just blue piece of cardstock that I had that coordinated with everything else. Kind of coordinates with the blue tone in the photo too. All of my story is under here. Let's see if I can get it out without destroying the pocket that I made. I did make a pocket on the back. See, I backed it up there. So here are all the words. For me, this is a lot of words to put like next to the photo. You could. I mean, I think lots of people's styles are to put tons of words and then less embellishments. I think I'm kind of the opposite. I do want the words, but I don't necessarily want them competing with my fun art stuff because I enjoy the craft of it and I don't want to sacrifice kind of either one. So a lot of times I will create pockets like I did behind this picture, and I'll keep all the words for myself because I don't know that anybody else is going to come back and read any of this stuff, honestly. But I like to get it down. I like to get my own stories down. It's sort of like therapy almost for me. And then here I use the stamp, and I use the stamp again. I'm proud of myself that I'm actually using the stamp. I'll slip that back into the pocket later. Love these stamps. The under here, that is from Carrie Bradford. I get asked about those all the time. For the hidden journalers like me, it's a perfect set. One little more gold brad because I can't seem to make a page without those gold brads. I love those little things. They're like the perfect earrings to complete an outfit. Oh my gosh, I just said the word perfect and I'm working on it. All right, so full page picture. I love this picture. This was first day of school. I think he let me take 3 pictures. That was a miracle. So I love this picture of us. And I'm so glad I got it because that's the last first day of school that I will have with him. And then I used a little bit of chipboard about letting go. And that's it. Those were my 3 stories. Letting go of summer. I hate that. And my absolute favorite one about perfectionism. All right, so that was a lot of fun. I get a lot of questions about how much time these take. You know, I concentrate on, after the mini kits that you see me put together, I will go and fish out the picture and write out the story. And then when I go to actually put them together and create, I would say not more than 45 minutes, probably. I'm pretty quick once I have my kit and my stuff together. 30 to 40 minutes, actually, I would say, not even 45 minutes. That would probably drive me nuts. I make decisions pretty quickly, but I've been doing this for a really, really long time. And that's it. I think that's all I have for this month about letting go. That was fun. Please leave me comments, subscribe, give me thumbs up, and all those good things. And I will see you back here next month.